belt. All you're gonna need for this is one of these cheap Cobra belts from Amazon. They're about 12 bucks. You can get on eBay too. You're gonna need some hook side Velcro, either 1.5 or 2 inch, whichever you prefer. A little bit of 550 cord, enough to wrap around your waist twice, and then some thin plastic to line the belt with and give it some rigidity. This is a chopped up cutting board. I'll try to find something similar and toss a affiliate link for this down below too. So pretty much all you have to do is take the belt, set it up to the length you would have it if you had it wrapped around you. You're gonna mark that, so that's how far you know you're gonna put your Velcro and everything too. You're not gonna go past that. And you can take this end of the buckle off, because you're not gonna need that. Next, you're going to locate which side's the inside and the outside. You can tell because that's where this piece wraps around, and then the wording or lettering on the buckle's on the outside. So we're gonna be working on the inside first. You can just lay it all out with the inside facing up. Take a piece of double-sided tape and run it right down the center of this belt, the entire length of it. Well, not the entire length up to where you put your mark. And peel the tape off, and now we're gonna set our pieces of plastic down inside here. I cut these to be 1.25 inches, and this is a 1.5 inch belt, so we're gonna have a little bit of overlap of the belt on the outside of the plastic, and that's what I want, so the plastic won't be exposed on the edges. And you can also see that I took and made these like chamfered ends here on the plastic. That way you have overlap of the plastic without having seams in there, because if you had seams, that's where it'd be likely to bend a little bit easier. But like this, it should be fairly consistent in how it reacts or bends the entire length of the belt. There we go. Now we're going to put another layer of double-sided tape, just a single pass down on top of this. And this is what we're going to stick our piece of hook-sided Velcro to. Why I said you could use 2 inch or 1.5 inch, or I guess 1.75 inch sized Velcro is because if you look here on the Velcro, an 1/8 inch on either side doesn't actually have any Velcro on it. So I'm gonna stick this down, let it overlap, then I'm gonna come back and trim it off. That way we'll have hook all the way up to the edge. Stick it down, turn it over, make sure everything's centered. Everything looks pretty good. So we will just press it down the whole length. Now we're going to sew around the outside edge of the belt. We don't want to come off the edge of the belt because we're going to sew all these layers together all the way around the entire perimeter. Then we're going to take one pass through the middle. The pass that goes around the perimeter is not going to be sewing through the plastic in the middle, but then the middle pass obviously will. By doing it this way, you're going to avoid sewing through the plastic on the edge. That way the plastic won't be exposed on the edge. So make it look a little bit cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and do that. At this point, you can just take your scissors down the edge and cut off any of the overlap from the Velcro. If you just wanted a plain bare gun belt, this would be where you'd stop at. But we're going to go ahead and make a battle belt, so we want to add like the miniature MOLLE stuff on the outside, so you have more than one way to attach your accessories to it. So for that, we're going to use this piece of 550 cord. It's actually pretty hard to come by the right sized like 1/4 inch flat webbing. So 550 cord will lay flat enough once you kind of smush it down to work for this. What we're going to do is double it over to where it makes like one big loop, and we're going to have the two pieces, the two ends of the loop, meet up in the middle of the back of the belt. That way they keep most of the string through the entire length of it, and this is going to be the only weaker spot in it, way back here in the very back. And we're going to kind of double them over right there. And what we're going to do is just take our little clips and clip this 550 cord right up on the edge, all the way down and back. You can start right here in the middle, right where your two ends overlap, and make a mark, and then make another mark every 1.5 inches all the way down the entire length, working your way back out to the ends. And this is going to be where you're going to place your stitches. Alright, now we're just going to go and make a little down and back stitch across the 550 cord at each one of these marks. Start from the middle and then work out in the other directions. That way you don't get any loops stuck anywhere in the middle of your belt if you're working the way out. So here you go. It turned out pretty good. It's a lot stiffer now than it was before. Looks a little goofy with the 550 cord around the edge, but once you get a few things on there, you won't be able to see it as much. And if it works, it works. So this makes a pretty good stiff outer belt. For your inner belt, all you have to do is take a piece of 1.5 inch webbing and sew the loop side of the Velcro onto that, and with a little bit of hook at the end. That way you just wrap it in through the inside of your belt loops, take it to whatever size you are, and then Velcro off your inner belt like that, and then this outer belt will stick to the inner belt. Once you have this thing sewed up, you are going to want to make sure that you burn off all these little extra threads, because you will have a ton of individual stitches and you don't want any of those coming apart. So I'd just taking like a little drop of super glue on each one of them, or some thread lock, to make sure that none of these threads get loose or start to fray and come undone as you wear this thing in. So take a little drop of super glue or something on each one of these. That'll really help keep those threads in place, those stitches in place, so this thing doesn't come undone over time. But anyways, there you go.